it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, myself a
Music licensing reimagined.
Do everything in front of me, might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Ain't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto, learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that.
Artlist.io.
Breaking even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah.
Music licensing reimagined.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog walking big top.
We have our team.
Alrighty, hello folks. We are playing some MOZI in the support lane. Here are the runes in case you're interested. Nightmare, Hunt, 3 Avarice, just a little bit of life still there, and the Mind's Eye. Obviously start with the Knowledge Gem there and a Flash. Why do we have the Flash? So we can flash ult and make some critical rebuttal play.
Countless hours of planning and preparation have brought you here. This is a sport like no other.
So I'm just looking to line up some flicks here. Consort just concedes the micro. You can tell she's scared. We throw out a test shot there to see if she's got dodge reflex or anything. Most of these players do not, so it should be real fucking easy. We're at the highest level of play, and the reality is they're not that good at dodge game. So with that being said, if you follow my way, then you'll win a ton of games. Perfect shield parry there on the Consort, making her think we're lazy or we don't got dodge reflex until the moment we change our mind and go all out, and they won't be predicting anything. Passivity for mind game purpose. Passive play for short. There's a time to go all in, and that is when there's critical play. Anyways, we pick up that health, and we're just poking them out. Unfortunately, DRenji gets caught here. Didn't realize that the invisible guy was going to come out the bush invisible and try to destroy him. So sometimes that happens. Clearly a incompetency issue there where he's not used to that play. People are kind of sleeping on that one. He is on the broken list. He's pretty fucking good. So with that being said, just watch out. If you're not sure about what play they have or their kit, just test the waters. So sometimes it's going to be wiser to play passively against character kits or champions you don't know anything about. So just play it safe, focus on farming. The people who do know how to play will take over the game. You just play support, stay on your job, do what you can for the teammates, and the higher level players will carry you, just like me. Again, Flawless Zero, I'm all about representation of creative genius, so that's why we're giving you this video. Anyways, as you can see, we have that tier 2 aura built there, kind of just chilling here waiting. She's looking for some free pokes. I shoot that to bush check. That just means we're checking the bush to see if that guy, little dude, is in there. He's not, so get used to that too. If you're worried about going into a bush or wondering if someone's there, it's as simple as chucking a spell into the bush. So get used to that. That is pro level play. We're not going into bushes blind. That it would be very asinine, and you just give them the guerrilla warfare. So nice little flick there on that Consort, perfectly tracing out her direction and cutting her off, tracing the path, and delete. Again, we talk about approach, we talk about the path, and we talk about the mountain. The approach is analyzation of what they're doing. The path is understanding where their plateau, their endpoint will be. The mountain view, the result. pretty good zone there. They totally respected it and left. So that's good stuff there. As you can see, these games at the highest level of play kind of are boring. But the reality here is if you're not at the highest level of play and I show you how to play like this, your games will be easier until you reach my ELO or MMR. So the reality is most players in the world have something to gain here. And the other reality is I am the catalyst for the meta. And so with that being said, I will continue to evolve and you can evolve with me and win those games. MOZI is a pro level pick. I barely have any games on him, but I've seen it enough times that I can apply those concepts from the best players in the world and instantly have a win. So, do your homework, watch me, watch the pros, whatever you need to do. They almost had me there. I figured they were going to greet it just to kill me, and they didn't, so I just keep myself safe, zone them with my ult. If they would have went in there, then they would have just been caught by the turret for like 3.5 seconds and instantly been CC locked and dead. So, sucks for them. The problem with the MOZI is it's kind of difficult to get it. So, just be careful. It's not as easy as Liang and Duan Huang, and that's why Liang and Duan Huang are higher up on the list. CC lock on its own is not broken. Why? Because there is cleanse mechanic. Now, some of these kits specifically say you cannot do anything about suppression, and suppression is a keyword that they use specifically in the description for Duan Huang and Liang. So, there's nothing you can do about it. It is definitely broken. Just waiting to pop off some more shots, see if I can get a little poke, some micro value for short. It's all about winning those little tiny little trade values, adding them up to kill potential so your team can go in for a clap easily and get out. There's no reason to go in there and waste time. Just play it safe, get those little pokes, zone these motherfuckers out, secure your goal by doing so, and win the game. They got this nice little 3 gank here, and I want Durendry to go back, so I grab the heal so I can stay here and poke them out. Get a nice little flick there, and again, sometimes you can miss, and they think you're not as good as you are. If you go out with the bat swinging hard, and you miss, they're gonna think you're not perfect. Then all of a sudden you put a switch out, and you go perfect, and they're like, what? But we read that he wasn't perfect. Now there's a little bit of implementation of mind game. So think about that when you're playing the game. There's times where you just want to play stupid, and there's times where you want to play smart. Now don't forgo your micro for missing. Make sure you get the micro first before you attempt to have some mind game over the miss. Why? Because that secures your macro and power over your enemies. We are controlling the enemies. They will be oppressed. We are the lords. They are the niggers. It's the perfect analogy in Django, the movie with Jamie Foxx and Leonardo DiCaprio. This is the way we play the game. Through oppression, through bullying. Don't be the nigger. So as you can tell, we have tons of analogies here. We are very educated, creative genius life. I will make you smarter. And it's going to be kind of fun because we reference movies all the time. Again, let me know your favorite movies. Love to talk to you about that. I love movies so much. I'll talk to anyone. That's just the story of my life. I enjoy talking to people until they're malintent to lead us. And the reality is no one likes talking to people who are rude or cheat. Welcome to the way of life. So Durendry, you can see, is going to take that red buff. And again, sometimes the junglers will just let the Durendry have it. Why? Because he gets the tree damage slowdown. It's pretty nice. He gets the burn effect. It's pretty cool. So if they're carrying the game, as you can see, with 111, he's got 5,200 gold. Even if he's losing, if you want to be nice as a jungler, you can give it to them. He just counter-jungled their other side. So it wasn't really that we're setting our jungler behind. He's taking the other enemy's side because we're pushed up on that side, as you can see on the left side. So both of them can get some value. And we take that from the other team, and they can't do anything about it. we get immense value, and value wins the game. So I'll be thinking about value moving forward as we analyze, evolve, and win. So we just have to concede that Tyrant there, they were all grouped up in the perfect phalanx, and we're not ready or in a position to do anything about it. Sometimes it's okay. Again, as we analyze the end game metrics, you'll notice sometimes it's a little bit one-sided. Other times it is not, and they can't do anything about it. So just be ready to concede. You don't need every little thing to win the game. You need to play perfect micro and understand the macro. So think about your picks. Think about those trade values. Think about your GPM. Those are things that are going to isolate perfection within any individual. Really good flick there on a double target. As you can tell, there is some AoE stun. So just going over the skills real quick. You have a passive. If you get 3 charges, your 4th charge will have a nice little pushback on your basics, and it gives some shield. Every use of every skill will give you shield. That's the other thing. Your 1 is a nice little gap close. Your 2 is that long range stun, and it does do damage. Everything does damage. The 3rd skill is a little box AoE that will trap everybody in there for 3.5 seconds, which leads me into the flash. You will likely want to flash into using your ultimate on a whole group up. That is rebutal play on any phalanx. So be careful when I say phalanx. The reality is, I've said it multiple times, you don't want to group up directly on top of one another. You want to be in a circular fashion, just like in Spartan Movie 300. Around each other, not grouped up on each other to make easier AoE. As you saw, the Fusing Consort grouped up, and I took advantage. This is a punishment reward game, and they got punished. Now I see the Miyui going for this, so I try to look for some play here. Sometimes you don't have a play. Why? Because you're waiting for them to be in position of the plateau to make play. As you can see, I got some huge group up value there. Zilong comes in, gets a quadra here. Amazing, beautiful work. They thought, oh, we need to stop this MOZI. I'm like, no, I'm just going to ult you as soon as you're in melee.
I say either. You say either. Either.
Range attacking me. MOZI completely counters any melee range, as well as completely counters any range. As you can see, the Consortium has pretty comparable range. So does the Hainu. But the reality is they got damage where I got CC, which leads me to the conclusion here that, again, CC wins games. You get both damage, you get both poke range, and you get the crowd control, what makes it very hard for them to react. Any little bit of CC can lead you to kill potential and a clap. Be thinking about that moving forward when you're thinking about rule number 5, where you need to pick what's viable to the team. Almost die here, but as you can see, I gap close on my 1 out across the wall and then flash to get that extra gap close distance. I'm in a bush, I'm gone. And I try to provide some opportunity for the team by tanking. That was damage dealt statistic. Again, we will go over that in every analytical commentary. So those types of things will lead to you getting an A, an S, a double S, a triple S. So if you really want those scores, try very hard to think about all 5 gradings. So I see this Miyui here. I'm just kind of helping her clear that out, but I'll give it to her in the end. I'm the support, so it doesn't make sense for me to take that. Again, they do give it to them anyways, but you'll see the pros leading them into the last hit. So I reciprocate any and all perfection of any players in the world. I am like Schofield in Prison Break. My empathy is a tool. It's like Space Jam. They got those balls. The players grab the ball. I suck all the power out of you. Now I'm better than you because I've eaten you all, and now I'm the pinnacle of humankind. Empathy is a tool, a weapon. Go look up Carl Jung, Empath. I am very in tune to everything in the world. Very high perception. Again, that is creative genius advantage. Head start Lucidius. There's nothing they can do about it. All is life and fair. All is fair in life. Correction. little brain fart because I'm looking at what's going on and trying to focus on analyzation, what's happening. So pretty good play there. I just back up in case I got hard focused. If you want to, you can totally tank some hits. Just be careful because that's what happened earlier. If you get too close, if you face chuck the enemy, they will try to clap you. This goes to clap central. This game is all about perfect calculation, destruction, clap. So we see Durenji going in. I'm like, no, let's see if we can get those basics here. My Shiranai does a good job trying to attack and focus Durenji. Durenji pulls up with a nice little stun there on his ult, which has really high CC. I try to finish this so he can walk away, and that leads to the conclusion of the game. GGWP checkmate. Again, another flawless MOZI here. So we'll be looking for different materials to put on the channel. So you can see we are that good at every pick in the game.
Checkmate.
So with that being said, if you need something, let me know. This is my own build here. So as you can see, we have the Shield of Redemption here. We have the cooldown boots so I can get those 2s more often than not. I pick up a Mask of Agony to deal with those tanks. Tanks win the game. The best way to deal with that is percentage health damage. Chunk them down no matter how tanky they are. We pick up that Frozen Breath there, so every single stun on my 2 or any attack in general on my abilities will add a slowdown to give them provided utility on a tier 3 in addition to the CC already in kit. So that synergizes with his kit perfectly. You'll usually see all the mages building that just to give them some extra utility so the team can get easier kill potential. Clap. So with that being said, I will post the full build in the guide and on the cover art of the video. So that being said, just briefly looking over the builds here, everything looks good. Same thing on the other side. You can see they were pretty worried about the Kong Ming, the Mi Yui, and me, the MOZI. We had a 3 AP to a 280 in composition in terms of damage. So it made a bunch of sense for them to have 3 succubuses here to try to combat that 3 AP to 280 composition. Be thinking about that when the game is starting. Every time I start a game, I'm looking at how many AD attack damage users they have and how many AP ability power that they have. And whichever one has the higher number is the one I'm usually going to build the defensive first on. Now, sometimes that will change. Why? Because sometimes you need to build a counter build component, such as like the Blazing Cape or the Venomous Staff, in order to deal with absurd heals. And you will notice they have heals, as those are things that are not hidden from you. You can tell they have heals as you just analyze what's going on, and you're like, wow, they're just healing up, and I haven't done anything, and they're just doing basic attacks, and they're healing up. It's real easy to see what runes they're using. Be thinking deductively, and be watching what they have, and try to analyze those runes. It should be really easy to pick up on. Just look for it, and you'll get good at it. Practice makes perfect. So, next component of the metrics here. So, really good team fighting all around. A little low on the consort there. Don't know what happened, but it's okay. Maybe she was split pushing. See, 26% on the damage taken there. As you can see, I took 20. Now, the reason for that is I wasn't face chucking them as much. I was just setting up the CC. So, with that being said, 19% is still pretty high for support, and I am reasonably tanky, so I can do that at times, as you saw, and still try to get out. 27% on the damage on the Kong Ming, 25% on the Durenji. Really high numbers. They really hard carried the game on the damage dealt statistic. Looking briefly at the other side, you can see Consort had a 30% damage, and the Maisher and I got to an MVP with 25% damage. Really hard carrying on the damage dealt statistic there. So last part of the metrics here, switching to the next component here. Let's go check that we're the blue team or not. We are. So just checking back here again, we have 8 turrets. They had 3. We had 1 Tyrant. They had 2. We had 1 Overlord. They had 1 Overlord. The reality here is those turrets matter. Why? Because we got objective control over them. We had map pressure over them. That is a part of the macro. Having control of the objectives in pre-made with your selection of champions allows you better control of the whole picture, macro for short. So with that being said, that's going to conclude this video. Be sure to check the description for the rules and the steps anytime, so you can keep that in your mind while you're watching to easier connect those dots and learn faster, evolve quicker. The other point to that is check the beginning of the video for my tier list on the champions and the tier list for the tier 3s. That will help you in cooking, that will help you in win composition / compositional understanding / picking better values to win the game, as value and exceeding value will lead you to victory. With that being said, that is the end of the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, have a good day or night. Bye.